Hash over some things today. So I went live earlier this morning on my way to work talking about Marissa Carmichael because yesterday it was the 1 year anniversary of her disappearance. And interestingly enough, I'm talking about Marissa Carmichael and I'm talking about Laequan Little, and we're going to talk a lot about Greensboro PD. So buckle up. It'll be a little bit of a long chat. Subscribe if you already haven't. Share if you already haven't. Comment if you already haven't. Because when you subscribe, it changes, adds to the algorithm for me to get the message out to other people, so we can get the word out about what's going on in Greensboro, North Carolina right now. So here we go. Marissa Carmichael, we'll start with her, went missing January 14th, 2024. Now today's the 15th, so today, it's a year and a day after she went missing. And since that moment, there's not been really any update on her case whatsoever. Those of you who don't remember, Marissa Carmichael is the mother of 5 children. She's from High Point, North Carolina. She went missing after some outing in Greensboro, in downtown. So let me surmise it. So she went a few places. Last place she was at, or the last bar she went to was the Sofa Bar 117. She went from there to an Airbnb party, was there for a minute, and then got left at an Exxon gas station. That is the last time she is actually seen on camera anywhere, and that's on the security camera at the gas station. Outside of that, no one has seen her. She left with a guy that has been accused of stalking her, but there's been no evidence to that. According to him, and according to Greensboro PD, he's a witness. He's not a suspect. And according to him, he dropped her off across the street at Cumberland Court's apartment complex. Now, why she would need to get in the car to be dropped off across the street, I have no idea. You could get across it in 10 seconds. So that's it. I mean, we don't know anything else. She's not been on her phone. She's not been on her social media. I mean, we've had people, kind of hack it and pretend to be her and ask for money and that kind of thing, but she's not been anywhere. So where is she? And then you got Laequan Little, a man who went missing on December 31st. His mother reported him missing on December 31st, and they pulled his body out of the pond on January, 13th. Pulled him and his car out of the pond in the last place he was seen. Hello, Hamilton. GPD has ceremoniously dropped the ball on both these cases. Hello. And let me explain why. Or let me explain how. Not why, how. I can explain how better than I can why. So when Marissa went missing, that was on a Sunday. Hi, Sean. Hey, everybody who's now coming in. So let me go over this really quick, those of you who are just now joining. So I am talking about a couple of different topics at once. We're talking about Marissa Carmichael. We're talking about Laequan Little. And we're talking about Greensboro PD. Why do I have a fake background? Well, my background's fake because behind here is my closet. So that is why I have this, okay? So anyway, Marissa Carmichael went missing January 14th, 2024. Yesterday would have been 1 year. Laequan Little went missing December 31st, 2024, and he was fished out of a pond where he was last seen on Monday. So he was gone for 13 days. Now I'm going to get into how Greensboro PD has failed both of these families. No UFO, I'm sorry. When Marissa called 911 from the gas station because she got kicked out of a car, the person was taken away, or they, okay. Anyway, when she was kicked out of the car, he ran off with her phone. So she had to call 911 from the gas station to get help. And it took Greensboro PD over 40 minutes to get to her. I'm not sure why my eyes scare you. Yes, these are my eyes. And it took 40 minutes for them to get to her. Laequan Little, when he went missing on New Year's Eve. Mom reported him missing on New Year's Eve. On New Year's Day, she called to see what detective had been assigned to his case, and no detective had been assigned because it was a holiday and the detectives don't work on holidays. When Marissa Carmichael went missing, she was reported on the 14th. That next day was Martin Luther King Day. Detectives didn't work on that day either. So my question is, why are we not having police force running all the time? Because crime does not take a day off on holidays, and it doesn't work a 9-to-5 schedule Monday through Friday. So why? What's going on with that? I do know that Laequan Little's mother has posted multiple things on Facebook about her experience with trying to find her son. To the point where she felt that the detective flat out ignored everything she asked. When she went to the apartment complex and when the police were there, she found tire tracks that led straight to the pond. And the detective did not feel that her son's car could have gone into the pond because he didn't think the tracks belonged to her son's car. It belonged to maybe a golf cart. So why didn't they check the pond? Because guess where he was found? In the pond where the tire tracks were. And for 13 days, they didn't do anything. The only reason Laequan Little was found because some good Samaritan went in there and used an underwater drone and found him in the water. And the police still took their time getting over there to confirm that. So it's sad. Marissa has still not been found. Her mother is sticking to the theory that she's being held against her will somewhere. I understand that because if she's being held against her will somewhere, that means she's still alive. But all the evidence, or lack of evidence, as you want to put it, is making people think that she's been unalive somewhere and has been for some time. So it's sad because, we have a police force that's claiming that, they're underfunded, they're understaffed, but do better because you can't sit there and ignore when people need help. I was getting death threats. I was getting threatened by people because of this channel, and I called the police trying to get assistance, and I got told it'll be days before a detective would get back in touch with me. I could have been dead by that point. So, this is what we're dealing with here in Greensboro. So I ask anybody who lives in this area, throw a fit. I mean, they're going to be doing some meet and greets with the cops and the neighbors coming up, and they were opening for questions. And I am going to have a lot of questions because a lot of it doesn't make any sense. We have so many people missing here in Greensboro, High Point, Winston-Salem, and nobody's finding these people. It's like they fell into a black hole and just disappeared. And why is the FBI not here? Why is not the state police not down here looking? Because none of this makes any sense why this keeps happening and nobody is doing anything. So, any ideas, people? I'd love to get them, because I feel like I'm playing a broken record here. It's just like I'm on repeat about the same thing over and over again. But like I said before, I do these videos to bring awareness to the issue we have here, and no one seems to really be doing much about it. Like Laequan Little, I've talked about him before. He had a very problematic past. Yes, so when he passed, he died. They found his body in a pond in his car. Um, he had a very problematic past and a very problematic present. You know, he was being prosecuted for trafficking cocaine and heroin, but he was 26 years old. He was just so young. Um, Somebody that I work with went to high school with him and with Marissa Carmichael at the same, same year, same grade. And she kept saying she couldn't get over how much he had changed and how much, she was in shock that he had died and this is what had happened. So, these are things that, he kept saying she was saying he was a great student, he was a great person, good family. So how did he go from being this person to a gangster, basically? How did that happen? And it's just problematic. And then we've got an issue with gangs here too. We've got the Crips and the Bloods and all these biker gangs, and nobody's getting along, and people are getting shot and getting killed every other day around here, and it's like it's gang warfare going on. So it's just very, very sad, and I feel for Laquan's mother, because that woman went 13 days wanting to know where her son was, and the police, all they did was check the damn pond. They had probable cause. They could have checked the pond, but they didn't. And every time she called the detective and gave him information, he's like, I'll get to you. I'll get back to you on that. He didn't want to do anything. He didn't want to do a darn thing. So, we have more than 2 people missing around here. More than 2. Plenty. Am I planning on moving out of the area? No, I'm not, because my main job is here, and my family is here. So I will be here until I can no longer be here, is the best way to describe it. But, okay, so like I said, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I have a lot of videos, and I talk about lots of different crimes, lots of different cases, and I try to get on here almost every day, at least every other day. So, it helps the algorithm, get my my message out there with everybody. Because one thing that's bad is a lot of the people that are missing are people of color, and that is cases that get overlooked and under investigated, and that is a huge problem that needs to be addressed and needs to be fixed, because nobody deserves to be missing, no one deserves to be murdered. So there's that. But I don't know, like I said, this is just insane. I mean, I also get requests for me to cover cases. So I got one from Mika Miller. If anybody has any other ones they would like me to cover, please let me know. But hello. But yeah, it's just so sad, because if you start looking at all the data of everybody missing around, it's mind blowing how bad it is. It really is. So, like I said, my name is Rebecca. I'm with Red True Crime. This is my channel. I cover crimes and sometimes celebrity crimes. I've talked about P. Diddy, who's insanely guilty. Let's go into that. Jay-Z, too. Because if Jay-Z didn't take part, Jay-Z knew what was going on. Am I okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. It is weird, though. Today is the anniversary of when I buried my father, and that was 2007. So it's been 18 years since he passed. So it's been kind of a surreal day. And yeah, I've been very pensive today. But back to the channel, because this is what I'm trying to do. But yeah, any cases out there you guys think need to be, more light needs to be shown on it, let me know. I'll be more than glad to cover it. Oh, we also have another case here of another woman missing. Her name is Amber Shelton. Very sad case. Her girlfriend keeps saying that she went out and unalived herself, but there's no evidence to that. And the cops seem to just kind of take this woman's word for it. They're not really investigating anything. I don't know, it's because the Amber's gay and that it's some type of bias there, or and she's black and that's even more bias. I have no idea. But no one's looking for her, and her family and her friends are very concerned because she was not a depressed individual, nor was she suicidal. So she's another person that needs to be found and needs to be investigated because where is she? You know, the girlfriend, Sherry Mapp, is full of it. She has a husband and a kid. I don't know how you have a girlfriend, a husband, and a kid, but you know, um, but I think the girlfriend was running game on her, and I think something happened, and Amber got hurt in the process. That's what I think. But that's another one. That's another case that no one's really investigating, and she needs to be found. So, but anyway, like I said, I'm Rebecca with Red True Crime. This is what I talk about is crime and missing people and what should be done about these things, you know, in my opinion. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Share, comment, like, unlike, you know, whatever you want to do. Just don't threaten. I hate being threatened. That's just never been a good thing. And no, I'm not lonely. I'm never lonely. But yeah, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and end this because I've talked about what I can talk about at this point. But like I said, my name is Rebecca. This is my channel, Red True Crime. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. Wait, why should I wait? So, how many people are missing? Oh gosh. Well, last count, it's been about 70 people. So, I mean, the one I've been talking about, two that are missing currently. One that was missing has been found deceased. There's quite a few in Winston that are missing. There's quite a few in Greensboro that are missing. And what's sad is that if you go to the Crime Stoppers for Greensboro, it does not list everyone that is currently missing. Because Crime Stoppers doesn't have an up-to-date list. NamUs doesn't have an up-to-date list. It's insane because you're finding little missing flyers all over the place on the internet, but they're not centralized anywhere. So it's kind of hard to keep track of everybody that's missing, but I try to do my best. And it is a lot of people. Because Greensboro is not that big. I mean, any other city, I think it would be easier to hide that many, but it's not that big. Laequan Little was 26 when he passed. Marissa Carmichael was 25 when she went missing. An interesting side note, Marissa Carmichael and Laequan Little went to high school together. So the updates on the Laequan situation. So the only update on that is his family feels he was intentionally unalived, meaning somebody added to his fate. They've contacted a psychic. The psychic feels that there's 3 people involved. They have thrown around that maybe the mother of one of his kids, 2 of his friends. I don't know. But they keep saying that he didn't bother nobody. He kept to himself. He was a good person. And I'm sure he was a good person, but he did do a lot of illegal things. So I kind of find it hard to believe in the lifestyle he was living with all the criminal charges that he had, that he didn't upset someone somewhere at some point. So, you know, only time will tell when things come out, because they just pulled him out of the water. An autopsy still has to be done, toxicology report, because it's possible that he ended up in the pond because he was inebriated and he lost control of his car. So this could have been very easily an accident. But until they do an autopsy, I'm not upset or sad. Until they do an autopsy, that those answers, we won't have those answers till that's done. And toxicology reports take weeks because they have to test for all kinds of substances, and sometimes it takes time for that to come back. So, and if it is foul play, as his family seems to think, it could be some time before we know who the suspects are, if there are any suspects, or if anyone's arrested, because until then, everything's up in the air. So, yeah, there's that. But do I have any other questions on here that you'd like me to answer? Nope. Okay. Well, I am going to go ahead and end this live. And thank you to my new moderator for keeping things under control. I appreciate you. And yeah, so this is Rebecca with Red True Crime. I'm going to end this. And as I always say, be weird, be rude, be safe. Because if you're weird and rude, they won't take you. I guarantee. And yeah, so if you haven't subscribed, go please subscribe. Hit the like button, subscribe, do it all. It's all free. It doesn't cost anything. Share, get the word out to other people that Greensboro, it's got a lot of missing people. Keep an eye out. And otherwise, you all have a wonderful evening, and I will try and be back on here tomorrow with another case update or a new case to talk about. So this is Rebecca with Red True Crime. I'm out. Have a great night. Bye.